Millie, what do you say, girl? Huh? Blah, 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 blah. I can't understand you. Blah, 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 blah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Kevin. This is my wife, Rachel.
Hey, guys.
And we're losing a battle. So you guys know we are going through a little bit of drought here, and we have not got any rain since the last video. The last video we did have a little positive note. We were able to obtain enough hay to make it through winter, but that doesn't solve the current problem right now. So that leaves us with no other choice but to start grain feeding our goats and feeding our chickens and all our poultry, waterfowl, everybody, just a little bit more than we normally would in the summertime. There's still grass to be eaten, there's still bugs and stuff like that, but it's hard to believe. But when you feed your livestock, you know, like a ration every day, it actually helps them kind of keep their temperature stabilized rather than the fluctuations, and that's what's hard on your livestock.
And it's not just the drought that we are fighting and losing against. It's basically the high temperatures as well. This heat, I mean, it is at extreme heat. If you've ever been to Oklahoma, I don't even know if I can explain. It's close to 100 degrees.
It's 102 degrees right now, but we have a very high humidity today. Well, we always do, but
the humidity is awful here, and it always feels like the heat index is just unreal. It feels like it's 150. It's
150?
That's what it feels like to me.
I don't know about that, but
that's what it feels like.
It is. It's just miserable.
It's miserable, and
you know,
it's very hard on the animals. They have a really hard time with extreme temperatures, and they are struggling.
So we're gonna kind of walk you guys through what we do every day. Rachel's been going out every morning while I'm at work and stuff. She goes out and refreshes the water every 2 days. She dumps the water, scrubs out the pools, all the tubs, gives them fresh water. That's for the dogs, that's for the goats, the chickens, the ducks, the turkeys, everybody. Right now, all we can do is provide them with shade, shelter, food, and lots of cool, fresh water. So that's enough gabbing. Let's just get our feed. And this is different to us because we just started a couple days ago. We actually just started feeding them, and we normally don't have to feed our goats in the summertime because we always have a lot of forage. We always have a lot of grass and brush and leaves and stuff like that. They still have the leaves on the trees, but over here in our small pen where our picos are, that's a small pasture that don't have a lot of trees. So they're not as fortunate as the Kikos and Spanish over here. These have a lot bigger pasture. They have like 12.5 acres with a ton of trees. They got a lot of forage. So we're not actually feeding them just yet. They're doing just fine. I'll probably gradually start feeding them because there is no rain in the forecast for the next week. So I just imagine it's just gonna get worse. We keep praying and hoping for rain. We got the hay, you know, like I said, that will tie up and make sure that we have food for the fall time going into winter. But right now we got to do something now because this is not good and our goats are miserable.
Yeah, we have to do something.
So and
it's not just the goats that are miserable, it's the poultry and
everybody out here. Look at
the
these
waterfowl.
Babies. So I was gonna climb up here and see how much food we have. We haven't had this filled up since early spring. This feed bin, we do actually still have food in here, but I don't know how much is left. I think we're gonna have to make a trip pretty quick. Like I said, I don't see things getting any better anytime soon. Oh yeah, it's probably about halfway full, so we're good for a while.
Skeeter had a trip to the groomer today.
He got a short summer cut.
Yep, he got his buzz cut. It's
real short, summertime. All right, let's grab some food and we'll go over there and show everybody.
She's still got all of her chicks. They're waiting on this. They've been used to me feeding them every day. Try and feed them over here in the shade.
right, so I got a ration for all our poultry kind of mixed up.
What do you got?
I've got duck food in here. I've got black oil sunflower seeds. I've got some scratch grain with the corn, the milo, and the oats. And then I even have some emu food in here. That's the rat type pellets that our emus won't eat. But what this will do is every one of these kind of serves a different purpose for each species of animal. But what we're gonna do is, this is just a pail of food with all this different stuff I got mixed up here. We're gonna throw that all throughout the pasture, but I'm also gonna mix some of our everyday, just our creep feed that we feed our goats in here.
Now what's in that?
This is just like a corn base. I don't know what's on. It's like
Just a pellet?
14% pellet, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll take this pail and we'll throw it all throughout the pasture. And I'm gonna fill this up too, and we're gonna feed like half of it to our goats. I'm not gonna fill it up all the way, but we'll feed about half of this to our goats, and then the other half we'll throw it around in the pasture as well. And then on this as well, this has all the different goodies in it. If they're lacking any kind of nutrients or vitamins, they should be able to get it from all the stuff in this. Because normally they would get that from all the different grasses, like the clover and the Bermuda and everything around. But as you can see, everything is just dry as a bone. A lot of stuff don't have nutrients in it. It's just getting brown and crunchy. So we can grab Mojo's food too real quick.
I just love those babies. They're so cute.
All right, I had to record a little bit so you could hear the crunch. It's getting louder just about every day, right?
Yes.
Yep, and Rachel and I both are supporting our Crocs. It's too hot to wear anything else.
That's the official farm shoe.
It is. It's easy to clean, easy to get on and off. If you get any poo on it, you can rinse it off easily.
You can poo on it.
If you get any on it. All right, so first stop, we are out here at the turkey chicken tractor with the 2 chickens in there. Rachel's gonna top off their feed. They still got good water. So you might notice all around our yard, we kind of leave bowls out like this right here, and they're not just empty bowls, they're actually full of fresh water. We got more right here, but we actually have some on just about every side of our house, all 4 sides. And what we do is we leave that out for everybody. And ever since we started doing that in the past few summers, we got wild birds coming up there, we got squirrels coming up there. Some of the squirrels are brave enough to even come up right to where Mojo's sleeping and get a drink off the front patio because they get so thirsty. And the only other water source I know around are our ponds.
We like to keep everything, all the wildlife watered if possible.
Yeah, we used to have bird bass as well, but we kind of got rid of them. I don't remember if it broke or what, but
we got rid of them when the kids were smaller because they're dangerous.
Yep.
We felt they were dangerous.
But you can see Mr. Leesky, he's doing good. Skeeter's out there showing his haircut off. Of course, probably. She likes sleeping in the barn when it's this hot.
Skeeter's.
Skeeter's bragging to Leesky about his haircut. All right, next up. So, the emus have started eating pellets, but for some reason they do not like the food that we have that was designed for them. Here, I can get that.
Oh, I thank you, sir.
You pulled it that far, I'll pull it the rest of the way. Well, ago I had the camera, she said, here, you record and I'll pull it, but I can do both. I got 2 arms for a reason. So, yeah, the emus are very picky. They were eating a lot of dog food. They're still eating dog food, but they finally started eating these creep pellets.
Mojo! Mojo!
I hear Millie.
Hi, girls.
And we got to give you an update on the ducks. We have some bad news about the ducks. He just popped his head up. He said,
Mojo! Come on! Oh, and Mojo got a haircut.
Yeah, Rachel cut Mojo. Come on, Mo!
I got hopefully all of his undercoat brushed out.
You're gonna have to call him.
Come on, dinner!
He said, it's a little too hot for dinner tonight. I'm gonna take my time. Hopefully it'll cool off by the time I get there.
I worked on him probably, I don't know how many hours yesterday.
A couple hours. Mo!
Come on!
He's moved like 3 feet. He don't want to come. Are you hungry? So
I worked on him till he had enough and I had enough. And...
yeah.
Come on,
It's just too hot for that stuff right now. So I'm just gonna tell you guys right now before I forget, because I already brought it up. So you guys know we had 6 female ducks. Originally we had 5 male ducks. We are down to 4 total ducks. These ducks has just started dropping dead on us.
For no apparent reason.
No reason. We have not seen the males messing with the females. We haven't seen the emus or the geese or anybody mess with anybody. But for the last several days, we'd come out here and there would be a duck just dead out here in the field. I don't know what the deal is.
It's awful.
You know, I would even get the ducks, because the ducks would like to come over here to this pool by themselves. They'd stay over here. So what I'd do is I would sneak some of the duck food that is just for ducks, and I'd sneak it over there and feed them. So I know they were eating and stuff. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe these Cayuga ducks just can't take the heat. I don't know what the deal is, but we're hopefully get it figured out, because we only got 2 males and 2 females left. So.
Very upsetting. We've worked so hard to take such good care of them, and when things die just like that and you don't know why, it's just so upsetting.
And that's kind of why I say we're losing the battle, because I don't know if it's the heat or what it is. We got 2 things. I keep saying the heat and the drought, and they kind of go hand in hand. When you got drought and then you got high heat, that doesn't help anything.
No.
At least if we had the high heat with the little rain, it wouldn't be as bad on the animals, and they'd be able to manage it more, and they would still have good nutritious grass. But we got extreme heat and drought now.
The extreme temperatures are so hard on the animals, so if they're not feeling good, you can imagine having to deal with that, not feeling well with the extreme heat. It makes them even more susceptible to everything. Even if they have just something minor going on, it seems like
same thing.
Extreme temperatures.
Like if you're sick and then you got to go out and mow the yard, you're gonna feel even worse. So get your dog over here.
He ain't coming.
Mojo, we might have to wait till later to feed him.
Momo!
He does this to me a lot, but just about every time Rachel comes out here, he'll always come, but he don't want no part of it.
Dinner! Mojo!
All right, let's start. I'm gonna start throwing some of this.
Mojo, come on!
Start throwing some.
He is not gonna come.
Here, do you want to take this and just throw it all throughout the pasture?
Yeah. Mojo is...
I've just been spreading it out, and then I'll fill up the goat's feed while you're doing that.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Go ahead and close it. Shadow's got to be first, like always. Look, there's the emus. Oh! So the emus are working out quite well so far. They're not being mean to anybody. Everybody seems to be getting along. Every once in a while they will make a weird hissing sound. I don't want to feed the goats too much directly in the feeder, because they have been on grass up until a couple of days ago, and if you give them a bunch of grain all of a sudden, it will actually cause scours. So, and right now everything gets really dehydrated very easily. So I'm just going to sprinkle this out. Here, goats. Y'all want some? About the water too. You guys following me around? You following me around? Mama's got your food. She'll feed you in the coffee can. So normally we come out here and we keep the emu's food in the old turkey pen in a barrel that has a lid on it, and what is in there is dog food. And Rachel usually gets that coffee, a plastic coffee can, and fills it up and lets the emus kind of just sit there and eat out of it. That way we ensure that the emus are eating, and it just kind of trains them to be a little more friendly too. So the last few days I've come out here and fed the grain. The geese hasn't been eating. It was just like they didn't even care to eat the grain, but I think now everything's getting so dry, they're finally getting hungry enough that they're gonna eat.
Oh, I need to tell everybody what we named her.
Who?
Baby's daughter.
What'd you name her?
Flower.
So Rachel named Bambi's daughter Flower.
Actually, the subscribers named her on Facebook because I asked for everybody's opinions on what we should name her. And #1 suggestion was Flower.
Yep.
So Bambi's daughter is going to be Flower.
All right, so I see 3 ducks over here. There's one right there. That's the 4th one. That's all we got left. One just disappeared. I don't even know where one went. 2 days ago, one just disappeared. And that's the 2 males right here. So I don't know. Hopefully in the next video we still have Cayuga ducks, guys. It's getting kind of, I don't know. It just stinks that we keep losing these ducks. I don't know why we are, but it's happening. We're trying to feed them duck food and everything we're supposed to do. They have tons of water. I don't know. I don't think they have any weird disease or nothing like that, but we're trying to figure it out.
They don't even show signs of like...
No, they don't even look sick. They don't.
Sick, they just drop dead.
It's a weird deal. Maybe we're just not meant to have Cayuga ducks. I don't know. Walt and Matilda, the 2 turkeys, they're doing good. They seem to be handling the heat just fine. The geese, they seem to be handling the heat just fine. Don't see no problems with them. And I'm getting a temperature warning on the camera, so if this cuts off, I'm gonna start it right back up. So you guys can see what Rachel's doing. She's just kind of walking slowly throughout the field, spreading that food around. And the reason we're doing it like that is because you guys know how big of hogs these goats are. They can eat a 5-gallon bucket of feed in like 30 seconds. So if we just poured it in lines or anything, or put it in a feeder, the goats would eat it all, and all the birds over here wouldn't get anything. You can see they are eating it. We're finally getting the emus trained to eat that food. But we're still gonna give them the dog food because it has a lot of the supplemental vitamins and minerals and nutrition that they need, because they're still growing, and it's important for their legs and everything else that they get all that. And don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of grass out here. It just isn't nice and lush and green like it normally is. And just about every evening I'll come out here and do a check and walk the fence lines, make sure there's nobody's head stuck or nothing like that, and I'll pull down one of these limbs, one of these low-hanging limbs on one of these oak trees, and the goats will come over and get a nice evening snack, and it gives them some good nutrition. Do what?
There is not a lot of grass left.
No, there's not.
Not for this amount of animals. There's that little patch where you're at, and that's it.
Yeah, I've been coming out. I finally got a sprinkler, and I've been coming out in the evenings and tried to come out early in the morning, and I will let that sprinkler run for like an hour, but I can't even hardly tell where I've done it. I mean, it's just so dry. I don't know. This is just out of normal for our area, and we haven't really had to deal with it before, so we're trying everything we can to try to make it a little bit easier on our livestock. So you already came out and you did the waters today, right?
Yeah, I done scrubbed the waters.
We got, I don't know how many pools and water containers out here in the shade.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then with this trough, that's 5. And then a chicken water over there.
Where's Miss Betty and her kids? The turkey was laying over here earlier. I didn't know if she had a nest or what she had going on. I don't see no eggs. She must have just been hot. Oh, there's Betty. She said, "You say my name?" Let's get her out of here. So some of her kids can go eat. See, everybody's getting back here in the shade and laying in the dirt. This chicken was just back here too, trying to stay cool. So there's Miss Betty and her kids. They're all still here, all 6. They're doing great. I guess she don't want no food. She said, let's go out in the woods and eat some bugs and stuff. Okay, Betty, that's your call. But yeah, so every couple hours we come out here, we just try to top off everybody's water, give them a cold drink, because the water coming out of the ground is a lot colder than the water that's been sitting in the tank. So
we don't leave home very much.
No, not right now. It's just when you're a farmer or rancher, or even if you got dogs outside, it don't matter if you're a farmer or not. Anytime the weather gets like this, even you coming outside doing stuff, we're under extreme heat advisory. People have heat strokes. The ambulances are running 24/7 because people are just fainting, and it's just not good. So especially when you got this amount of animals, you got to stay around. You know, especially the dogs. If the dogs were to chase some coyotes or something right now, they'd probably get overheated very quickly, so we'd have to be able to respond and react to that pretty quick. Well, you know, Yosh, did you get enough to eat, buddy? Mom will feed you some dog food in a minute. So these emus are probably the only ones on the farm that actually enjoys this heat. Like, it seems like they love it.
I don't know if they enjoy it, but they're built for it.
Yeah, I don't know if they enjoy it, but I think they're built for it because they're pretty much from like Australia. Are you an Aussie? Hey! I meant it as a compliment. Come here, buddy. Mama's filling your water up. Oh, the duck already got in there, so you can see it's just hot. They don't even care. Rachel's standing right there. They wanted in it. And then look at this pool over here. Everybody just congregates.
I need to fill that up. It looks like they've got it splashed out over there.
That's the bad thing about the ducks and the geese. You can fill up one of these tanks, and within an hour of them just getting in there, they just start splashing and swimming, and I'm sure it evaporates too pretty quickly. So, but we gotta do what we gotta do. They can't water themselves. So.
You see all the dirt that just come off in Matilda?
Yeah.
She's been taking her dust
They like to taste. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's how this water gets so dirty. They all take dust baths, and then they get in here to cool off, and they're all dusty and dirty. I don't know what Walt's doing, cleaning his beard or something.
Isn't he pretty?
Yep. So it is not a big deal that we got to feed our animals in the summer. It's just not to be expected. And when I say that, a lot of farmers and ranchers usually look forward to, usually look forward to the summertime because in springtime, because that's when they can turn their cattle or bison or horses or whatever out to pasture, and they don't really have to feed them that much. You know, now we're providing grain as their main staple food, and it's just a lot easier on the pocketbooks. But in this circumstance, we're just gonna have to pay the extra money right now, feed them more grain. And the only bad thing about it is right now feed is like double the cost of it normally is, like this time last year. So we're gonna be dealing with that, but it's fine because I'd rather pay that extra $300 per grain bin load than lose one of our goats that we could sell for $300. So don't want to lose anything at all. I want to keep them all healthy. None of them's looking skinny or anything yet, but we don't want it to get there. So you can see how Mr. Yoshi is, yeah, that's Yoshi. He knows how to cool off. Yonik, you gonna get in there, buddy? There's room. That looks pretty good, actually. Nice and cool. He's thinking about it. He said, Yoshi, scoot over, brother. You gonna get in there? He said, I'll just lay right here. It's all spilt on the ground right there. But anyways, so that's that. We're gonna finish filling up these pools, and then we'll go over and feed Leesky and Core and see how they're handling it. I can see where everybody likes to stay out here in the shade. We are blessed with a lot of trees. Like, we got tons of these big oak trees, and that provides tons of shade. You guys can see all the shade that is cast. Got trees there, got big cedar over there, and then that's all. But they have access to the barn. They can actually get behind the barn. That stays a lot cooler back there because it's shielded from the sun. Millie, what do you say, girl? Huh? Blah, 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 blah. I can't understand you. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, here's the dogs. So since Mojo decided he doesn't even want to come out to eat, I think we're going to wait till the sun starts to go down, then we'll come out and feed the dogs, and hopefully they got an appetite. So we'll wait and feed them. Where'd you go, Leesky? You too hot. He came over here when you were over here.
He went and lay down in the shade.
He come to say hi, and then he ran right back over because the shade's right there where he's at.
Well, he is in the pond.
Miss Cora, what you do, baby girl?
Oh, here he comes.
He said, oh, I can't stand someone getting attention and me not. Well, so Leesky's soaking wet. He's a smart dog. He got in the pond. I'll love on you here in a little bit when it cools down a little bit, okay, and the sun goes down.
See that big old kiss she just gave?
Oh yeah, she's got good sloppy kisses. Yeah, where's good girl? Leesky's a good boy. So they've been handling the heat pretty good, considering that they're a little bit darker dogs. They know to get in the water. They get in the stock tanks. They get over in the big pond. They get really wet, and then they'll go lay down in the mud hole or in the shade.
They like to get in this one too.
Yeah, they don't stay out in the sun very long. But they got this big tank here, and then you guys know we got that one right there by the barn. They got 2 ponds over there and 2 different fields that are open, and then they have this huge pond right here. And I can look out first thing in the morning, and Leesky will usually be over at it, taking a quick dip, getting all cooled off. Cora likes getting in there too, but Leesky will actually get in there like up to his neck. Good girl. So about all we can do is just keep them fed good and keep them with fresh water and pray that we get some relief soon.
We're doing all we can do.
Let me show you guys one of our strawberry beds. So we've had this for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years at least. And this is the first year that this has done this, and I've never watered it until just the other day. I got a 5-gallon bucket right here, and I've been filling it up a couple of times a day and watering it, but I don't even know if this is doing any justice, because a lot of it's just about gone. And you guys know we just got the fruit trees planted. Been going out and watering them every day, and it's just something you gotta deal with sometimes. Hopefully it ends soon, but until then we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Just say a prayer.
Yep, we will take all the prayers you guys want to give. So anyways, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't take this as a gripe video. This is just a reality video. This is what we're dealing with, and we're not gonna sugarcoat everything and say everything's honky-dory and rainbows and butterflies. So it is what it is. I think these goats are good for now. They still actually got a lot of green weeds and stuff. They probably just don't have their most favorite grass.
These animals over here, I mean, yes, I'm concerned to an extent, but not like I am for the animals over there. Not there yet. They're a little bit of a tougher breed. These Spanish and Kiko goats are very, very tough. Well, not only that, but they just have more acreage. I mean,
yeah, they got a lot more room.
You know what I'm saying? They have way more room. For sure. And there's way more animals over there.
So, like always, guys, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video. Leave us a comment. Are you guys dealing with this type of temps and drought? Is it normal for you to where you're at? I know you guys in Arizona or New Mexico are always like this, but
if you have any suggestions on the ducks,
yeah, we don't know.
No, we're not experts on the ducks.
For sure.
And we're just kind of at a loss. We're doing everything that common sense tells us to do, but if there's something more you guys, experienced duck owners, know, please tell us. We would appreciate the feedback for sure.
So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.